So we're back on your tech report, of course. Marc Aflalo with you in Montreal, Mitchell Whitfield in Los Angeles.
I am.
Oh, Mitchell, it's this time of year. It's so much fun. You know, I listen, we're not denying the fact that we're Apple fanboys here, right? This is kind of, it's just who we are. We got to milk it. You know, we got to get into it.
Well, you know what? I think we need to use the fanboy moniker carefully, because I think fanboys are hopelessly enamored with whatever product Apple pulls out, regardless of, whether it's a great upgrade. And I think we tend to, we are Apple users, so we tend to focus on those products because they're on our everyday. But I think we are pretty fair in our assessment. I think a fanboy has the blinders on and won't acknowledge any negatives because they're fanboys and fangirls and fan people. So I think we're more open to seeing things more neutrally than a typical fan person might be. Does that make sense?
It's a good way to justify it, but I like it.
Okay. Yeah, we're fanboys. Let's go.
AirPods 4. These are the version with active noise cancellation. They're about $75 more, depending on what you're shopping for. I don't know about you. I think I do know about you. We've talked about this before,
yeah, you do,
right?
But go ahead, yeah.
These traditional AirPods, and while we sit here and talk about this, I'll open the box, have never stayed in my ear. They've never really stayed. They've been great. The sound quality's good, but I have small ear canals, and they just have never actually stayed in my ear. So I've always found that to be a little bit of a challenge when it comes to, same thing. So
hard-fitted plastic with no ability to customize to different size ears they are not going to fit a majority of people in the world. Although they have to design it to fit more people than not, I know more people than not that they do not fit in the ear canals of.
So I've got in front of me, Mitchell, not only the new active noise cancellation AirPods 4, but I've got the original AirPods in my hand as well, so you can kind of see them side by side. The case is obviously smaller, a little bit wider
look
too.
At that. Yeah.
No more button on the back, so the button is gone on the back. So there's a capacitive button apparently on the front that if you press and hold, you'll get that like reset feature. So that's the old one.
Reset and syncing. Okay.
And I've got the AirPods Pro, of course, in my hand over here as well. And side by side, you can see that these are also, it's about the same height, a little bit higher, but also narrower on the AirPods 4. So
correct.
So the difference between the two cases and the two models is obviously active noise cancellation on the AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, but also the size, the case that comes with it. It has a speaker on board this case, which allows you to find it when you lose it, because you will lose them.
Which is great. Yeah.
But also MagSafe. Although lots of reviews in the MagSafe is not as magnetic-y on this one. Like, it's not staying on like some of those Belkin chargers and stuff that it used to sit upright. So it's made to just kind of sit on a flat surface as opposed to, which is fine for me, I guess.
Yeah, and I think I have the AirPods Pro 2.
Okay.
And I don't believe they have MagSafe built in, but they do have the wireless charging that I do keep on my Belkin, on the stand that has, for both the phone and the watch.
Yeah.
And basically it's just a pad on the bottom part on the base that you rest the AirPods on. I think most people are used to that. I think sticking your device to something is more of a phone action and a watch action. Yeah. But I don't think people assume that their AirPods are going to do that anyway, don't you think?
I agree. Let me pull out the actual earbuds from the original AirPods.
I'm getting my old man glasses on because I'm officially old now.
I'll pull up one. So this is the original AirPod. Nice long stem. It's got the microphone on the bottom. You've got the little mic on the outside as well over there. I'll hold it up to the other camera over here. And now I'll pull out the new one, okay? Because there is a stark comparison when you look at these side by side. And I'll try to put the same side so we can compare apples to apples.
Okay, sure.
Definitely a shorter stem on it.
Shorter stem.
No microphone on the bottom. So the microphone must be all in the top piece over there.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting. And the curvature is different. So the actual angle of the actual place where the speaker is that goes into your ear angles a bit further down. It's a little bit more bulbous on the outside, but there's more space between the stem and the inside that goes in your ear. So the other ones used to stick out a good amount from your ear and then the stem would go down?
Yes.
I'm going to put this one on here on my right side here. And, that's interesting. Normally they fall right out. Okay, that didn't fall out.
I was going to say, maybe the redesign is
slipping
good.
Almost immediately. Interesting.
Well, maybe they made a design that is more, multi-ear friendly.
Well, they did say they scan, hundreds of thousands of ears, and they did tell me that, they've got lots of employees, so they've got a lot of ears to scan. But, it's pretty comfortable in my ear.
You're just like, your whole world is being shaded. I know.
I'm a little surprised because normally I need the silicone tip or whatever is going on there. I want to put the original one on for a second and see how that one stays in right now, because it stays in, but I feel it's slipping already. But the new one don't. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
You know, I always found myself, I felt kind of left out, like I have FOMO for not be walking around with AirPods sticking out of my ear.
Right.
And the Beats Fit Pro, I love it, but because they're like, you know, the transparency is older generation, I don't find it as great, so I can't leave it in my ear all the time. And yes, it has that little wingtip that stays on the top of your ear, but I find that after longer periods of time, that wingtip starts to annoy you. But this is surprisingly comfortable. I'm trying to shake
Forget
my
everything
hand.
I said.
I'm trying to shake it out. It's not working.
I know. You know what I said earlier? They won't fit the majority of people, but of course they wouldn't have made something that wouldn't have fit the majority of people.
Yeah,
so of
and
course,
it's hard to make something like that when you don't know who's going to fit. Okay,
but look at that. It's interesting that they're actually
staying
in.
You know, I'm going to leave it in my ear. See how long I can stay in my ear and see if it falls out.
But I'm wondering if this is a new design thing. When you look at me head on, your jawline kind of covers the stem and the ear pod part.
You calling me fat?
No, your jaw.
Okay.
I didn't say your jowls. I said your jaw. No, your jawline naturally. So if you're looking at me straight on, you almost can't see it.
Oh, wow.
It's really kind of interesting. They're much more. They feel like they're more streamlined, more stealthy.
Now, when I put the original one on, does it?
Let me see if it's the same thing.
Kind of.
No, I could see it. I think the other one lies flush.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Before we actually continue the video, I just wanted to remind you, if you like your tech report, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us a great deal to bring more content like this to you each and every single week. And don't forget the comments down below. It's an opportunity for you to weigh in because we go through those all the time. Thanks. Okay, super comfortable. Noise cancellation is on by default, by the way. And the transparency mode is on by default, by the way.
That's good. I like that.
And it works pretty well. I can't put the second one on because I have an earbud here so I can hear you. But
that's okay.
But it works. I like it. Okay. This is a good start. I like this.
So far, so good.
If you've got any questions about this, let me know because, you know, Mitchell and I have ears that we thought didn't work so well on these, but clearly...
Now you make me want... Now I've become, you know, AirPod 4 with noise cancellation curious.
So, let's check the box. Obviously, we've got just the AirPods, no charging cable or anything. No stickers anymore.
No sticker either. Yeah, they're going away from the stickers too, which is really sad.
Is that carbon neutral or something, or is it a weight thing?
I think it's a waste thing. I think it's just a waste thing. I'm sure they could do it. They could do it in a safe way, but I don't know.
Interesting.
I think they're just trying to cut down on anything that is not necessary.
Apple Watch, shall we?
Shall we?
So this is the Series 10. This one is Apple Watch Series 10 Jet Black. Ooh, I like this color. I love there's no tabs. The tabs are really just they kind of pull off here.
Yep.
Because I got to tell you, with the phones and stuff, I got really stubby fingers. They're hard to get the tabs up. I love how they when they started coming out with these. I think it was the second generation where they started putting separate pieces. So you've got the band in one box, and then you've got the watch in another box, which is great because they can mix and match it. In the store I've seen, they have this outer shell that they package things in. So if you go in, they'll match the watch with the band depending on what you're buying. That's what they did
at my place too. And it's amazing how fast they get everything done. Oh, you want that combination? Boom, go get it.
There.
And now comes somebody running it out to you. It's like, oh, that's kind of brilliant. Yeah.
So the band I got over here is the Sport Loop hook and loop closure. Okay, I don't
you got
mind
a nice
that.
one.
It's better than the one that's like one size fits all. Let's open that over here. Okay, so it's a black sport loop with the Velcro. It looks nice. Not bad.
Nice ASMR thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Okay, I'm good. I mean, I have so many watch bands that fit this. I wonder if these are identical size to the large versions on the old watches, or if they've changed something. Because sometimes, even though the size of the watch changes, the accessories, they try to make it fit for everybody, so it doesn't have to throw out all those accessories that you did. But go ahead.
No. I just wanted to jump in here and say we're talking about accessibility, and I know that we hear about and we see accessibility with many different products, many different forms. Yeah. Whether it's people that are have are vision impaired, hearing impaired, blind. I mean, there are many different spaces along that spectrum where they're trying to be sensitive to every possible purchaser, every possible new person that comes to Apple, and even existing Apple users. Yeah. Now, my mother-in-law has Parkinson's. Okay, so it's not easy for her to do small motor activities with her hands to get Apple Watch bands on. So when we went, they said, oh, we have a great band that's friendly for people that have like dexterity issues with their hands. Yeah. Sure enough, they found the band, and so on the surface, you're like, oh, all these band choices, why do they bother it? because not everyone has the ability to use every product in the same way. Yeah. And you don't think about a watch band as being something that is open to many different types of users, but even the bands are accessible if you have issues using your hands, whether it's arthritis or if you don't, if you don't have the ability to use your hands as well as you did, like I don't anymore. So it's nice that Apple thinks about this stuff.
Let me open. I love. Let's drop this open.
Open that sucker up. Oh, look at that thing.
In the box, we've got the charging
Great radio,
cable.
by the way. Look at that thing. Yeah.
Look at that. Okay.
Yep. Nice.
Charging cable. We've got the watch, and it's like protective little. Oh, that jet black is black, man. Okay, that's really super.
And it's thin, right?
It's super black and super thin. Oh my god.
And I think we're used to seeing a watch face this large on the Ultra, which is a big chunky boy. So this one is like a bigger surface size, but much slimmer.
I'm going to put the watch band on. The black on black is really cool. Like it's
really
like
slick, right?
It makes everything kind of melt into the sides.
Yeah.
Of course, there's no charge on this, so why turn it on? Why try to demonstrate what it looks like, Mitchell, when the watch is actually dead? But
forgetting the fact that we're on radio for a lot of people that are listening to us right now. Oh, look at it go!
It's turning on. Okay, I'm going to put it on.
Let me see it in comparison to your Ultra because
you are. I'm going to put it on side by side. Well, the Ultra's a bit. Oh, let's try to squeeze it on my wrist here, Mitchell.
How chunky that is.
I know.
Good God.
And the Ultra, it's super chunky. I mean, they're about the same size. Like physically, they don't look that different in terms of the size, but the screen. Again, it's hard to see the screen because of the brightness on it. There's no color on it. It's definitely bigger. Like I don't have trouble seeing this. Whereas on the older generation watches, when you're starting things up, the writing's not that big, but it is nice looking. I mean, this is the kind of things we have to set it up and actually see what the screen's going to look like with color on it and stuff like that. It's definitely thinner. I'll tell you that. It is definitely thinner and more comfortable on my arm. It's funny because it's only a millimeter thinner, but a millimeter matters and counts when you're talking about a watch this size.
Well, let's also compare it to what you're wearing. It's not a millimeter thinner than the Ultra.
This is true. It's a lot more
It's much thinner than the
Ultra.
So I think what happened is, I think they had a lot of people, a lot of customers really loved the Ultra and did not buy it. I bet you there's a large cross-section of customers for the Ultra that were not buying it because it was a ruggedized watch or because it had that great flat sapphire crystal or because it went underwater deeper and gave you... They got it because it was bigger. And they wanted to have a bigger screen so they could see things easier on it because it's a computer on your wrist. Yeah. So I think they got that idea. Said, look, if we have customers that are buying this just for the screen size, let's up the screen size on the regular watch. Let's make the bigger one bigger so they don't have to buy the Ultra if they're not using all of the Ultra's features and paying for all those features that they're not using. You know what I mean?
Side by side, Mitchell, to the Ultra, it's about the same footprint, to be perfectly honest. Still a bit smaller, but it's definitely, when you on top of each other, they're definitely narrower and thinner, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. I like that.
I like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
When are we getting to the phone?
Okay, we'll get to the phone. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will dive in, of course, to the brand new iPhone. Stick around again if you want to get in touch and you got questions about this. We're obviously going to put this stuff to the test over the coming weeks. It is contact@YourTechReport.com. Stick around. Thanks for watching another Your Tech Report video. If you liked the video, please do give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we've got a brand new video just like this to share with you. And check out the podcast, Your Tech Report, on all your podcast platforms, and you can listen every week on SiriusXM Channel 167.